What's good, Cosmic Collective? I hope you're having a wonderful day or night whenever you're finding this timeless reading. Thank you for joining me here today for today's reading, which is going to be Who is Your Future Spouse? And we're going to hopefully unpack everything to do with your future spouse, except for have you already met them? That's going to be next Future Spouse Friday. So please don't forget to return if you want to know if you've already met your future spouse, your future long-term partner, or the one. I'm very excited for that reading. As always, please keep in mind that this is a collective reading, so just take what resonates. If you feel the messages aren't resonating here for you today, feel free to check out another reading on my channel. Maybe there's a more resonant message for you. And let's get into who your future spouse is. For pile 1, we have the Lovers. For pile 2, we have the Two of Cups. For pile 3, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick whichever pile resonates with you, and I'll meet you at your reading. Pile 1, if you chose the Lovers, this is your reading on who is your future spouse. Let's get into it. Messages for pile 1, please, Spirit. Who is their future spouse? Who is pile 1's future spouse? Messages for pile 1. Who is their future spouse, please, Spirit? Who's pile 1's future spouse? We have the Tower. For pile 1, Spirit, who is their future spouse? Who is pile 1's future spouse? Ooh, we have the Wheel. Definitely have some karmic or destined timing at play for meeting this person, pile 1. For pile 1, 3 of Swords. Maybe they're coming after a huge heartbreak. Who is pile 1's future spouse, please, Spirit? Pile 1's future spouse. Pile 1's future spouse, Spirit. Messages for pile 1 on their future spouse. This could be someone who's hidden from you for now. 4 of Pentacles. Spirit just said, brokey. I can't talk to brokies. Spirit is so funny. Messages for pile 1. Who is pile 1's future spouse? Tell us about pile 1's future spouse, please, Spirit. 10 of Cups. For pile 1, thank you, Spirit. King of Cups. So maybe they have a lot of love to offer. I think they might have a lot of love to offer, but they might be abundantly challenged, if you will. Ooh. Okay, that Ace of Cups wanted to come right out. So I am going to take it. And let's see, Spirit. You want me to take this? I don't feel called to take those. For pile 1, I will take that. The High Priestess. Who is your future spouse, pile 1? And then for the bottom of the deck energy, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Pile 1, even though the 9 of Pentacles is typically a card that sort of hits at singleness or independence, going on your own sort of path, Spirit called me to kind of view that card this time around as a sort of wish fulfillment, like the 9 of Cups. So I'm taking it as such. So, who is your future spouse? Spirit has given a lot of details about your future spouse. This is going to be someone who is incredibly emotionally intelligent, and where maybe in the past you've had lovers who have been stingy with their emotions, or they just haven't fulfilled you emotionally. They haven't been able to meet you at the level of emotional depth and sensitivity and care that you provide. This person is going to meet you there, because we have some rocky waters. We have the tower, which is upheaval, right? This is, it says, a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. This is Spirit leveling a foundation of something in your life. Maybe something didn't work out in your favor, or Spirit just had to clear the ground, within your life. Maybe Spirit had to level everything back to level 0 just to create space with that wheel of fortune, space for your future spouse or your long-term partner, your future long-term partner, to be able to come in here. Maybe Spirit even had to break your heart with this tower, this wheel, and this 3 of Swords together to create enough space for you to be able to see this person as they're coming in. I see a feeling of lack here, a feeling like something is missing in abundance. That could be a feeling of lack in love. And that is also sort of speaking to that independent energy of the 9 of Pentacles. Maybe you're someone who's feeling hopeless, who feels like it's not worth it to pursue love. Maybe your focus was elsewhere, and you spent your time building some wonderful foundations for you. But while you were building those foundations, you really firmly built them just for you. You didn't cultivate or create enough space for another person to be present. So maybe Spirit is having you reset and saying, let's start over, because we know that you can build kingdoms from your imagination, but now it's time to build the kingdom that's going to have your 10 of Cups. It was fine to walk alone for a time, but you know that your heart desires to walk together with someone, or maybe walk together with a few people. If you identify as being polyamorous, you recognize that for you to feel fulfilled and for you to feel successful, not for others to measure your life by their own ideas of success, you recognize that there's a community and partnership that needs to be present. Your intuition has told you that there's a certain amount of love. I always tell people, and this is something that would frustrate me a lot with many tarot card readers, when you're like trying to align with love, they say self-love. Self-love is going to be the thing that attracts your romantic love. And to a certain degree, that is true. When we love ourselves, we're able to attract many different types of energies into our lives. But at the same time, there's only so much self-love you can do before it's time for that romantic lack, that romantic gap in our lives to be fulfilled. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any tarot reader says on here. You can't self-love yourself all the way into a relationship. You can self-love yourself into the position to be ready to receive when you understand your self-worth and what you deserve and what you're willing to accept. But at the end of the day, someone or people have to meet you there, right? It's very rare for most people on this earth that their 10 of Cups is going to be alone. It's going to be within solitude. And maybe that's not a romantic partner fulfilling that 10 of Cups, but it typically involves some level of community. Most human beings are social creatures. So I see your future spouse is going to be someone who can, I want to use an exact phrasing here, Spirit. Someone who's emotionally supportive. Your foundation is an emotional foundation. So your future spouse is going to be someone who's emotionally supportive. They're going to come in divine, perfect timing, and you're going to know that they're coming in because you will either be in a tower moment or will have just experienced a tower moment, something in your life you never expected to fall, or maybe you knew it was going to fall, but you just couldn't believe it. You hoped and wished that it wouldn't fall down. Spirit is putting you through that tower moment as a means to get your wheel turning. So if you feel like you've lost something with this tower moment, or, oh, I can't rebuild that. First off, you can build worlds from your imagination, from your mind's eye. You can definitely rebuild anything that you lost. And Spirit is calling me to say as well, always remember that Spirit, the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, always remember that Spirit always takes away something to place something better suited in its position. Spirit is never taking away from you just to detract from your life. And we can literally see that with the cards here, that Spirit may be leveling a foundation, taking something away from you in order to get your fate and your destiny turning, in order to maybe break your heart open to receive, open to step out of the burden of carrying every single thing alone. Open yourself to stop feeling like being independent is a necessity over a choice, because chronic independence is beautiful when it's a choice, but when it's something we feel we have to do out of necessity because people aren't going to show up for us, no one is coming to save us, and we have to save ourselves, in a way, it's coming from a place of lack, and it can be very unfulfilling, and it can be very challenging for us to feel so alone and feel full of solitude. Spirit is saying that your future spouse is going to be the Ten of Cups. They're likely going to provide a family, if that's something that you're interested in. And Spirit just literally said, oh, they're going to be sunshines and rainbows. And finally, Spirit called me to mention, if you look at this Ten of Cups card, this couple is here on a picnic. Spirit called me towards that picnic, and Spirit said, you're going to go on many dates with this person. This person is deeply romantic at their core. So if you're accustomed to people who maybe don't put in as much effort as you do, this person is going to put in the effort. They're going to date you. They're going to romance you. Maybe they're going to be someone who's a little bit older than you. Take this with a grain of salt because it's not going to apply to everyone, and I certainly don't want it to apply to everyone, but perhaps there will be a little bit of an age gap here. This is someone who values courtship, okay? This is someone who, like I'm hearing, they're going to wine and dine you, and also Spirit is calling me to like... modesty. Like there's someone who's maybe not big into modesty, but there's someone who is a gentleman, and so they're going to treat you like a gentleman. You know, they might feel very privileged to even see your ankles, is what Spirit is saying. And let me be very clear, when I'm saying gentleman, it's a non-gendered in this case. This is just someone who's going to court you and really be emotionally present for you. I'm also seeing the King of Cups, which says this person is warm, generous, honorable, refined. It says, yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. If you look at this card, we have this king who's sitting on a rock here, and recently Spirit has called me always to this little mermaid's tail that's diving into the water, and the King of Cups is sort of zeroed in on that. So I'm getting that, again, not only is this person going to court you, but if you're putting up a little bit of a fuss, they're going to pursue you. They're going to chase you. So maybe you're unaccustomed to people pursuing you. Maybe you're unaccustomed to people putting in effort. You're always the one that has to, if you're a female or feminine identifying person, they just said to me, maybe you're someone who's used to being a strong, independent woman. You know, this person is going to lighten the load for you in that respect. They're definitely presenting with a healthy masculine energy. This is someone who's tapped in with their emotions, but they still have the ability to lead. You know, the King of Cups is tapped in with his emotions, but he's less emotionally ruled than his counterpart, the Queen of Cups. Spirit is reminding me of one of my favorite on-screen couples, which is from the Gilded Age, George Russell and Bertha Russell. My favorite thing about this couple is George Russell is an absolute tycoon in the railroad industry during the Gilded Age, and he's very cutthroat in business, okay? He's very cutthroat in business, but when it comes to his wife, he's very sensitive to her emotions, and he's very compassionate towards her, and no one can harm his wife. I'm also hearing from the film The Gentleman. If you've ever seen the film The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey and Michelle Dockery, there's also a new series based on the movie on Netflix, which is lovely, which also has a really interesting romantic dynamic starting to develop there. There's a scene in the film where Matthew McConaughey yells out, what I can't forgive is you had your men touch my wife. This is a very protective energy that this person is going to have over you. No one can harm you. No one can make your life more challenging. It's very us against the world energy, and this level of sensitivity that this future spouse of yours is going to bring is very much towards you in the Ten of Cups. No one can harm their family. No one can harm their partner. Okay, so this is someone who's really, maybe what Spirit is tearing down in your life is this extreme chronic independence, because you might be someone who's used to being extremely independent, and that's not conducive to letting in partnership, right? Because if you feel like I can do everything by myself, then how are you going to let someone who also dreams of protecting you in this way into your world? So Spirit is changing things so that you can be a little bit more vulnerable, so that you can understand, like it says in this card, yes, it is safe to trust. This person is going to be reliable, compassionate, protective over you, protective over your home and this new foundation that you built. We see with the Tower here, something is coming down. Something is leveling, a foundation is going, but what foundation is coming in its place? The Ten of Cups, the ultimate foundation. So this is a very beautiful reading, and I also see Spirit is calling me now to that Ace of Cups, which is letting me know you guys are going to have a very passionate connection. It's not reading as the Ace of Wands, which is passionate in a very, very just raw, energetic way. But Spirit literally said, like, we're not going to just be, I have to be have a little couth for the YouTube guidelines, but we're not just going to be, knocking boots. Spirit said we're going to be making love. So if you're worried at all, or you haven't been fulfilled in your in that area of your romantic life, Spirit said this is someone who you're going to have a meeting of the mind, body, and soul all together. So congratulations to you, Pile 1, for having my dream partner, babes. Let's take a few more cards on who is your future spouse, Pile 1. Let's see if we can get a couple characteristics for them too. I want to see if Spirit calls me to any physical traits or characteristics. For Pile 1, please, Spirit. All right. We've got that 9 of Pentacles again. Wow, that just came right out like butter. Who is Pile 1's future spouse, Spirit? Tell us a little bit more about Pile 1's future spouse, please, Spirit. Pile 1's future spouse. Maybe there's someone who works from home, or they're a sort of boss. Like they work in an isolated energy. That's what Spirit just told me. or perhaps they're an entrepreneur. I'm getting that this person might work for themselves, or they have an unprecedented amount of freedom in their life. And with that unprecedented amount of freedom, Spirit is telling me already, this makes the relationship between the two of you and the courtship specifically between the two of you more impactful, because you're very aware of the amount of freedom and free time that they have. So it's very clear to you that anytime that they're with you, it's because they're choosing to be with you. They really want to spend time with you. For pile 1, who is pile 1's future spouse? Thank you, Spirit. 2 of Pentacles and Page of Wands. We have a little bit of an imbalance or juggling of a pursuit. So maybe this person has wanted you real bad for some time, but they're a little bit worried or doubtful for some reason about just coming towards you full steam ahead. We have the Page of Pentacles, reliable, clever, educated, balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you, scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. So maybe you're meeting this person in school, but also Spirit is telling me very clearly this future spouse of yours may be someone who's incredibly educated, which is why they have this level of freedom or require a certain level of freedom or independence. Spirit immediately said, like, this person has a master's degree or like 3 degrees. And I'm also getting the sense that maybe they're pursuing their PhD, their doctorate in something, which also means this person could be pretty heavily introverted. Which is why we see that Page of Wands. Maybe there's someone who's typically quite shy. Maybe they keep to themselves and they're quiet. So again, because of that, you know when this person is interacting with you, they trust you and they really want to get to know you. Clarify the 9 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Ooh, my goodness. We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed and the World reversed. So with that 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles reversed, usually the 6 of Pentacles represents reciprocity. So in the reversal, we can sort of take it as a lack of reciprocity. And then the World has to do with the closing out of a cycle. So the World reversed is something that we're not releasing attachment on. So maybe both of you struggle to step out of this chronic independence. Maybe it could be a little bit of a juggling for you guys to come together. And maybe there's a false start here with this Page of Wands, just because both of you are so independent and so focused on perhaps your careers and your studies that it feels sometimes like you might almost miss each other. So now thinking back to that wheel that we saw earlier, I am really getting like this had to be a work of fate. Maybe you're experiencing a tower moment and you're frustrated, like, why did this foundation break down? But Spirit is saying, girl, babes, what were we going to do? I mean, you were on your path, they were on their path. If we didn't level this foundation out, you guys would have never crossed paths. We had to break it down somehow because you two are very much in your own energies. And again, I'm using girl as a non-gendered term. Don't read too much into it. It's just the vibes, okay, babes? I'm also getting with that 6 of Pentacles reversed. Normally it would be like a lack of reciprocity, but to me, I'm reading that as Spirit saying like the lack of reciprocity is in their romantic pursuit. Not that you don't want them, not that this is an unrequited love, but really they're saying that this person is okay with an imbalanced pursuit of you. This person wants to woo you. They want to romance you, and they're prepared to put the work in, even if that begins with them having to be a little bit more forward with this Page of Wands than either of you are sort of prepared for. They definitely go back and forth about whether they should go for it, but we know it obviously works out in your favor because they end up becoming your future spouse or long-term partner. Clarify the Two of Pentacles upright and the Page of Wands upright, please, Spirit. Clarify the Two of Pentacles upright and the Page of Wands upright, please, Spirit. Pile One's future spouse. Okay, I have to take these 3 cards because we got 3 major arcanas that came out. So we have the Hermit, we have Death, and we have Judgment. My goodness. So we see, strong energy on these cards. So anytime, if you guys hear me go like oof or ooh, you have to understand, I have clairsentience. And so anytime I go like, it seems like I'm in pain or I feel knocked back, that's because Spirit is literally providing a clairsentient energy and letting me know that what I'm about to read next is very important and going to resonate for someone. And we have 3 major arcana cards here, so I don't think anyone is surprised by the amount of resonance that we're probably experiencing. I'm going to spread these cards out now just so we can kind of see everything on the board. So we mentioned that there was a tower moment. So I'm seeing Spirit is kind of walking me through the energetic journey of how this romantic connection is going to unfold. I think this is primarily for you. We came from the tower moment, and now Spirit is saying from that tower moment, there's going to be a little period. That tower moment is to break down your walls so that you can be more receptive to love. You can open your heart to love. But strangely, it's going to have a little bit of a regression. It's going to cause you to go more inward within the self, of course, because how can you recognize that this chronic independence has become more of a shadow element if you don't go within yourself and discern for yourself, okay, I need to be more vulnerable to life and to love. So you're going to go within yourself. There might be some times of deep meditation or deep internal interrogations. And throughout this time, Spirit is saying to me, no, you both are mirroring each other. You're both going to go through this. You're going to go into solitude. Maybe you'll have some spiritual gifts awaken, and you're going to go within the self and learn the self. You're going to come out of this hermit phase of your life transformed, and in that transformation you're going to realize you're ready for love. You're looking for something serious. You're looking for your person, the one, your future spouse, your future life partner, if marriage isn't something that aligns with you. And then that's going to cause you to take stock and make a judgment call about where you're headed next. And we literally see in this judgment card, we literally see mountains and challenges ahead, right? But there is the silhouette and the shadow of a family going in. So this is about what you're choosing. You're choosing 10 of Cups as your new foundation. You're choosing to find that true partner that aligns and to build whatever familial structure you identify with, not familiar structure. We don't want to build a familiar structure. And then you guys are going to choose what challenges you brave together. Let's get one more card. For pile one's future spouse, Spirit, please clarify the Page of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Who is pile one's future spouse? Who is pile one's future spouse? The Devil. Lot of major arcana energies. So I'm definitely understanding why Spirit presented the Tower, because there's a huge amount of energy. You might be resonating with this when you're viewing this reading. Maybe it just feels like there's a huge amount of energy within your life, and all of a sudden, life is moving very fast. I don't know about you, but there are just some times in our lives when we know we're living a very pivotal moment, sort of like this judgment card that is going to set in motion large elements of our lives, large foundations of what our life will become. I don't know if you've had like, maybe you're a student or you've had like a music career is what Spirit is really pointing me to, where it's like you've been pursuing music for a long time, but then one day, Dochi, Spirit is calling me to talk about Dochi. One day she just woke up and she was fed up with herself. And she was like, I want to be an artist and I can't keep half-assing it. I can't keep thinking I'm meant to do something else. I know my purpose. I know my potential. I know what I'm capable of. And I know I'm going to be one of the greatest of all time. And Dochi literally quit her job. She was homeless for a bit. She then had another transformation after getting signed with TDE, where she decided, okay, now I've made it into the game, right? I'm signed, I have the record deal, but now I have to really show myself and show up this year. And so she decided, I'm going to put out the most fire bomb mixtape that I could ever put out. And I think she decided she's going to do it in like 3 months or 1 month. And she told every single person in her record label, her personal friends, she was like, I'm going to, at the end of the month, I'm going to have a mixtape ready to go. And it has to be put out. And that ended up being her recent record. What is it called? The Swamp Print? Oh, Crocodile Tears? No, why can't I remember? I cannot remember the name of the album right now. You guys have probably heard it. It has the song Boiled Peanuts on it. Live from the Swamp. No, that's the name of the tour. Anyways, you'll know it. It's the album where she's sitting on a chair with an alligator with albinism in her lap. Alligator bites never heal. Anyways, she stuck to that time constraint. She forced all of her community around her to keep her accountable. And then she also had to reckon with her devil, those shadow elements that were contributing to her lack of success, that were contributing to her denying her potential, her 10 of Cups, and who she really was at her core. And she had to wrestle with those demons the same as anyone else and choose to let them go instead of keeping herself in the cage. This is what I love about this card. This cage is open. You're free to fly out anytime that you like, but this one bird is choosing to keep themselves confined. Even in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, we see that I believe the chains are broken on the couple in the Devil card. So it's just up to them to keep themselves confined or not. So Spirit is saying you're reconciling and taking accountability for your shadows and what is contributing to your lack of fulfillment and romance and connection in 10 of Cups. And your future spouse is mirroring this as well. All right, pile 1. Those are your tarot cards on who is your future spouse. Let's go and get some oracle cards and see if Spirit has anything more to say about this future spouse. Maybe they'll have some advice and guidance for you as well. Who is pile 1's future spouse? Advice and guidance on pile 1's future spouse. Spirit said definitely take that one. Emotion. Feelings are meant to be felt, not pushed away or stifled. Feelings reveal the truth about something that is important to us, however unpleasant or difficult it may be to experience them. It may be helpful to remember emotions as emotion, energy in motion. What feelings need to be fully felt and move through you today? Having certain feelings does not make you a bad or weak person. You are simply a spiritual being receiving the totality of the human experience with all kinds of energies that need to move through your body before they are released. So 2 messages came through here. First, Spirit is confirming and doubling down that this person is going to be very emotionally supportive for you. Maybe in a way you've never or rarely experienced in your life. Maybe you've had parents or the world around you that wasn't very emotionally supportive. So you're going to be surprised with how often this person emotionally validates your experience. It's like, what? Like, my first healthy relationship? Oh my God. I didn't know relationships could be this healthy. Or you might have fights with this person and get really frustrated and expect it to always go a certain way, because historically in your romantic relationships, platonic relationships, familial relationships, people have always pushed back and never validated your feelings, and you might be blown away by how this person validates your feelings. But this in itself is sort of a double-edged sword, and this is where your devil starts to show up, because you're so accustomed to either a need to be extremely independent. You might be tempted to break off the relationship as soon as possible anytime you have a fight, or you might be tempted to already like be in rage mode, and Spirit is asking you to temper your emotions and meet this person at the level of healthiness that they're at. It's very common for people who get into their first healthy relationships to all of a sudden become the toxic partner. And that's when Spirit shows us our shadows and our devils that might cause you to go into the hermit. So we saw a false start in the tarot cards. Maybe you and this person will have a false start when you initially meet, break up. You both need to go and work on yourself for a little bit, and you need to learn how to exist within a healthy relationship, how to be more emotionally supportive and reciprocal and healthy with them, and then maybe you two will reconnect eventually and come together in a more healthy way. For Pile 1, who is Pile 1's future spouse, please, Spirit? Pile 1's future spouse. Forgive. Forgiveness is not a moral obligation, but a decision only you can make in the privacy of your own heart space. There is no rush or pressure to forgive, and it is okay if some things simply feel impossible to forgive. Imagine you're carrying a dense black cloud in your heart while floating in a warm ocean nearing sunset. Let the ocean dilute the cloud like ink, the waves washing away what no longer needs to be carried within. Let the ocean surround you with loving, healing energy and invite peacefulness and spaciousness into the new opening created by your release. Repeat as often as needed. So Spirit is saying that this person is going to be so emotionally supportive and validating of your experience that their love is going to heal you and finally allow you to forgive. First off, just by connecting with them, it's going to become very obvious by why nothing you wanted to work out in your romantic connections in the past worked out. It was all so that you could align with this person, and you were just waiting to be with this person all this time without even knowing it. But also, this person is going to be like just someone being around them, holding them, feeling them, talking with them is going to be very healing for you. It's going to, without them even knowing, it's going to wick away all of those negative emotions, like that cloud like ink, that black cloud around your heart. Just being in their presence is going to be very healing for you. And it's going to allow you to let go of some past traumas, limiting beliefs, things that didn't work out in your favor, betrayals, anything that has significantly harmed you on a foundation level in the past. One more card. For Pile 1, please, Spirit. I said one more card, Spirit. One more card. Woo! One more card, please, Spirit. For Pile 1, who is Pile 1's future spouse? One more card, please, Spirit. For Pile 1, who is Pile 1's future spouse? Take the one on top. Body. Our bodies are sacred, living vessels that carry us moment by moment through the miracle and wonder of being alive. Admire and adore your body and all that your body does for you. When was the last time you showered your body with praise, gratitude, and admiration? Place a hand somewhere on your body and let your body know, I love you, thank you, I'm so grateful for you. Take the time today to worship and adore your body from head to toe in all its sensual glory and beauty. So I'm getting 3 messages here. First message is that this person is going to heal your nervous system. And that's how you're going to know that they're the one, they're your future partner, because they're going to make you feel so safe that you never have to doubt their intentions or how they feel about you. And your body is going to respond to this feeling of safety. Second, we saw the Ace of Cups card, and I mentioned that your sex life would be very healing and very romantic. This is also telling me that this person will adore your body and you're not going to have to be self-conscious. Maybe in the past you've had very judgmental partners with regards to your body. They weren't very body positive or body neutral. Maybe you come from a harmful family about your body, you know, almond moms and things like that. So this person is going to love your body. And then finally, Spirit is also calling you just to go within and manage your nervous system yourself, and to have more self-love and awareness of your body as well. Pile 1, thank you. Whoops. Pile 1, thank you for joining me today. This is the end of your reading on who is your future spouse. Go out there, be great, and have a wonderful day. Pile 2, if you chose the 2 of Cups for your pile choice today, this is your reading on who is your future spouse. Let's get into it. For pile 2, Spirit, who is pile 2's future spouse? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, we got 2 cards already. I'm not going to take those just yet. For pile 2, who is pile 2's future spouse? Who is pile 2's future spouse? This one at the bottom is calling me. We've got the Devil. Who is pile 2's future spouse, Spirit? Pile 2's future spouse. Pile 2's future spouse. One card at a time, please, Spirit. Pile 2's future spouse. Pile 2. Thank you, Spirit. 4 of Pentacles. Pile 2's future spouse. All right, Spirit is already, they've already told me not to ignore it a few times, and I was ignoring it, but there may be messages for you in pile 1. I've been tempted to say pile 1 each time that I ask about your future spouse, pile 2, and also every single card that has come out so far has come out in pile 1. So maybe there's a message there for you. Who is pile 2's future spouse, please, Spirit? If you felt called to it, definitely go and check it out. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Spirit, tell us about pile 2's future spouse. Okay, Spirit just said they're devilishly attractive. 1 card at a time, please, Spirit. Pile 2's future spouse. They're definitely going to be someone who arouses you, Spirit just said. We have New Beginnings, which is the Judgment card in this deck. Death. Okay, these cards are very similar to pile 1. Very similar so far. The only card here that's different from pile 1's is the 9 of Cups. Tell us more about pile 2's future spouse, please, Spirit. My goodness, Spirit. I'll take both of those. Okay, I'm not taking 3, Spirit. Okay, they said, will you take 2 then? Yes, I'll take 2. My God, these are the exact same cards that came out for pile 1. We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles. For pile 1, pile 2. Oh my goodness. I think you got to go check out pile 1 as well. For pile 2, please, Spirit. Who is pile 2's future spouse? Thank you, Spirit. Knight of Wands. And let's get that bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck energy is the King of Wands. It says generous, inspirational, dramatic, and driven. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success and genuine concern for others. Pile 2, I have to be honest. I'm not loving the energy of who this person is as your future spouse or long-term partnership. I mean, first off, we have the Devil coming out, and then I'm also seeing the King of Wands as the bottom of the deck. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I am getting that this person is impulsive in love. We also have the Four of Pentacles, which speaks to some lack. But at the same time, this person is your wish fulfillment, which is quite shocking to me. So the first message I have for Pile 2 is be careful with what or who you're manifesting. Be very careful with what or who you're manifesting. If you're manifesting a reconciliation with someone, maybe they don't have the best intentions and maybe spirit took them away from your life for a reason. We definitely don't want to be manifesting any toxic relationships for ourselves. You want to be manifesting true wish fulfillment, not just something that's impulsive and hot and heavy. Now, there is a lot of passion present in this reading and a lot of very impulsive energy within this reading with our wands here. The King of Wands can be read as someone who's a bit of a player energy. Ooh, Spirit just said cheater. Okay, maybe you've already been married to this person and you're thinking about a little Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton remarriage situation. Maybe they cheated on you in the past. Or maybe you have an open relationship. It could be that. It could be some sort of polyamorous situation that I'm reading differently. I'm getting that there is a sort of lack mindset within this connection, though, Pile 2, which is why we see the Devil and the Four of Pentacles. It's like this is more of an attachment than true connection, is what Spirit is saying. And the attachment is rooted in that limiting belief of a scarcity mindset. Yeah, Pile 2, I'm like, dang, I'm not even trying to, that's not even my ministry. I'm hoping the reading gets better. We definitely see we see judgment, which is making a judgment call to transform. Maybe you're making a judgment call to transform this toxicity within this dynamic and this lack mindset within yourself or within this lack mindset and toxicity within yourself and that you're bringing to the connection. Maybe we're also transforming a lack of reciprocity. I definitely see someone who is curious and clever. Maybe we're going from a lack of reciprocity and shifting from that lack of reciprocity because I'm talking a little bit too fast because the messages are rolling in really fast from Spirit. So with that Four of Pentacles, we see lack, right? And then we see the Six of Pentacles reverse, which is a lack of reciprocity. So that's Spirit telling us specifically where the lack is. Maybe you or them are someone who's historically a little bit toxic. Spirit literally just said a toxic king. And again, that's not meant to be gendered. Spirit just used certain turn of phrases, apply it in whatever gender you see fit. You make it applicable for yourself. Maybe this person is someone who has always been the one giving all of the effort in relationships. So they learned and taught themselves the bad habit of not putting in effort or always putting in less effort to make sure that they receive. And Spirit is saying they're reliable for this, but now there's a transformation that's happening within them where they're learning to be more reliable and balanced in how they perceive effort, how they perceive romantic connections, and they're not so much resting on their laurels or relying on their shadow elements in connection. Spirit is also showing me with that Knight of Wands card that they may be incoming after they've sorted this out within themselves. But also Spirit just called me back towards the Nine of Cups, which is literally the card of wish fulfillment, and literally Spirit sang that song to me. It goes, be careful what you wish for, cause you just might get it. Yeah, you just might get it. Yeah, you just might get it. Is that from like Wizards of Waverly Place? What? Stay vigilant, pile 2. We're going to move into taking a few more cards and revealing more of the story, because I'm hoping this isn't your future spouse or long-term partnership. I want better for you, and I want you to want better for you, okay? You might have to miss this bus and wait for the next one, because it's not looking too good, babes. Like that song sounded like a warning, you know? Like, look, Paul too, I just want to say something. It's very rare that I like anybody that comes into my life who has a theme song, okay? Because why do you have a theme song? I'm the main character. I don't even get a theme song. What? For Pile 2 Spirit, who is Pile 2's future spouse? And please tell me they're better than what you just showed us. I thought with your guys' card, Two of Cups, we were going to have us a little beautiful reading. I'm scared. King of Cups. Upright. Gracias a Deus. Who is Pile 2's future spouse? Ooh, thank you, Spirit. You didn't have to slap my crystal like that, though. Ace of Swords. Communication and emotion on the board. That's what we like to see. Who is Pile 2's future spouse? The Moon. Okay, so I'm getting that this person is someone who keeps things close to the chest, and that might be why Spirit was presenting them as the devil and also presenting with a sort of lack mindset. This might be someone who's not incredibly emotionally forthcoming until they're extremely, extremely, extremely sure that you're going to meet them where they're at. They're not looking for one-sided connections. They're not looking for connections where they give their all anymore and they get nothing in return. So that is the hidden truth of what they're looking for, and that is why they're finding wish fulfillment with you. You just have to be very careful in this connection, because this person is maybe used to less healthy relationship dynamics. So if you meet them where they've been met historically, they might fall into their shadows a little bit. So you definitely want to align with them in the light and not the shadows, or else you guys are going to be a negative cesspool, feeding into each other's lower natures and feeding into each other's toxic qualities instead of having a loving union. But there is potential for a loving union, I hope. Let me get the clarifiers before we cement that. Spirit, clarify the King of Cups. Who is Pile 2's future spouse? Can we also get the Hermit? We also get some traits on them. Spirit said, you want traits? Here, damn. I'm not going to take all of those. I will take the Knight of Pentacles, and I'll take 2 more cards, Spirit, just for the physical traits or characteristics. They don't have to be physical, Spirit, just characteristics. 8 of Cups. Okay, so this is someone... Another one of their toxic traits is they might be willing to walk away from foolishness. And that is a healthy trait, but also Spirit is kind of saying they might not be here for the BS, okay? They have maybe been through a lot. They are very discerning, and you have to meet them at a very healthy level for them to seriously commit, or else they're just gonna... Spirit literally just said, stay toxic. Like, what? So if you don't meet them at their higher nature, if you can't provide that level of like true fulfillment, they're going to remain with that Knight of Wands and that King of Wands impulsive energy. And they're going to be for everybody, community dick out here, okay? They're not settling down until they know something is serious. They might also be in a really independent energy right now. In that case, there is a timing issue, right? And you need to be willing to let that person go and not let them just bulldoze over you and cheat on you or treat you bad or be toxic. If you're meeting them at a healthy level, they have to meet you there too, because otherwise we don't have Two of Cups. We don't have future spouse, because you don't want to get yourself into some trouble. You know, we're looking for wish fulfillment. Let's get a couple more characteristics. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I saw that Judgment card come out again, and it was almost upright. It flew out looking like it was upright, but then it came out reversed, guys. Okay. Pile 2. You know how at the wedding they say, if anyone objects, me, eternity, me. I object. I'm objecting. So maybe this reading is for someone who's getting ready to walk down the aisle. You're having a little bit of doubts. You don't know, literally. Oh my goodness. Whoa, I'm getting runaway bride now. We literally see in this 8 of Cups, a woman in a white dress, like walking away from something, crossing a bridge. And again, don't think that's gendered, because you could be a groom or a thoom or a thride, okay? Out there getting ready to walk away from a fiance or something, because when I see one of the characteristics as Judgment in reverse, that's a toxic king right there. One of the characteristics Spirit has said for your future spouse or long-term partner, Pile 2, is a lack of accountability. And I just can't go for that, because that speaks to immaturity and impulsivity. And this person is also accustomed to tit for tat dynamics, where if they feel slighted, they're going to get their lick back. And that is exhausting. Maybe it might be entertaining and fun for you for a while. Maybe it might make you feel less bored to have a little drama in your life, but those on and off connections are draining. Hot and cold is draining. So you might just have to let that one go. Clarify the moon, upright, Spirit, Pile 2's future spouse. I was going to say, please, something good, Spirit, but baby, that ship has sailed. Pile 2, let this person go. Because I'm also getting with the 9 of Cups that we saw, justice. The 9 of Cups that we saw earlier, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. This might be someone who you're seeing as potential for your future spouse. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to be your future spouse. So let go of that idea of potential with this person being your future spouse, because when you let go of that idea, first off, it allows you to attract an equal partnership in, for one, but also once you let go of the potential, your attachment to someone's potential, that allows them to embody or be anything. And for a lot of people, since we are energetic beings, letting go of that attachment of who you hope for them to be in your life in many ways is the way for them to become the real version of that, because they can energetically feel that attachment to that desire, and then there's this push and pull within them, whether they show up for someone's expectations, and it just causes chaos. So it might be best to let this person go. And your message was very simple, Pile 2. With this justice, it says, fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. Spirit is saying, don't give up on 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups, the potential of 9 of Cups looks good, but for future spouse, future life partner, long-term partner, we're looking for equal partnership. We're not looking for this toxic mess. BS, okay, Pile 2? We're not looking for nonsense tomfoolery. Nonsense and tomfoolery. No, we're looking for the real deal, Holyfield. So Spirit is saying, do yourself justice, let this person go, and make sure you're not settling for 9 of Cups when you could have 10 of Cups. Pile 2, baby, that was ghetto. Let's get you some oracle cards because you need them, babes. I'm so sorry. I don't control the readings, right? I don't control the readings, mamas. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. For pile 2, Spirit, please give them some advice and guidance and tell us about who pile 2's future spouse is. Please. Please, they need it. Look, they got me wanting to pray for you. For pile 2, who is pile 2's future spouse? Advice and guidance for pile 2 on their future spouse, please, Spirit. Spirit's like, I don't even know. Like, I got a lot to tell you. So these 2 cards came out together. We have It Takes Time and Grounding. Things take time. It takes time to heal. It takes time to mend a broken heart. It takes time to build or rebuild trust. It takes time for the discomfort of new growth to give way to the cycle of a new normal, to recalibrate after experiencing upheaval, to unlearn old narratives and release self-shrinking patterns inherited from childhood. It takes time for a planted seed to sprout from the earth. It takes time for a sapling to become a forest. It takes time for the planets to rotate back to where they were before. Trust in the cycles and seasons of living and being. So Spirit is saying you might be rushing this connection with the person who's currently in their single era. You might be trying to rush a connection with someone where they simply cannot meet you where you're at, and things take time. So one thing I always encourage people to remember in matters of love is all romantic connections are a seed, pile 2, and let's say this is the seed of a beautiful fruit tree. You want to pick the fruit when it's ripe. You don't want to pick a fruit before it's ripe, because then it'll be a little bit sour. It's going to be maybe not to your liking. It won't suit your taste buds as well. You leave that fruit on the vine until it's ripe, and then you pick the fruit at the right time, at peak ripeness. It takes time for fruit to ripen. Grounding. Feel the physical vessel of your body. Gently shift your awareness out of your mind and into your physicality. Place your hand somewhere on your body where it feels good. Inhale and exhale deep lungfuls of air and let your bones feel as heavy as rocks. Feel the solidity of the earth supporting you, pressing up against your body. Think of tree roots nestled deeply into the earth, providing foundation and support for the whole structure of a tree's upward growth. The more grounded you feel, the safer you feel when you expand to new heights. Grounding. So that's Spirit using the metaphor of a seed or roots or trees yet again. Spirit is saying you might be rushing, trying to find who your future spouse is. And that message might be coming through for the person that I was pointing to, who's maybe thinking, who's getting cold feet at the altar, or maybe you just, God forbid, I'm so sorry if this happened to you. Maybe you've been engaged or you're about to get married and you found out about your partner's infidelity, or maybe you're not at that level of commitment. Maybe you're about to move in with someone, or you're thinking about really taking someone seriously, and you find out something that isn't in alignment with who they said they are. Spirit is saying, go within yourself and ground yourself before making any decisions. Take your time. They're reiterating this need for taking your time. This could also be a message for someone who is just cycling through these pick a card readings, pick a card, pick a card. Spirit is telling you to slow down, focus, integrate, and also understand that what's meant for you will not miss you. But even though what's meant for you will not miss you, you can certainly attach yourself to things that were never meant for you by not following your intuition, listening to your intuition, and honing your intuition, and just getting yourself attached to nonsense you were never meant to be attached to. We don't want any shenanigans, nonsense, or tomfoolery, okay, Pile 2? Not into it. Next. One final card for pile 2. Who is pile 2's future spouse? Period. I'm taking this one. Sun Crown. In the court of the universe, we are all divine royalty infused with stardust and miracles. If you have been taught to hide and shrink yourself, sometimes the most healing thing is to let yourself be seen for exactly who you are. Shine brightly, child of the universe. When you let your true radiance overflow, your divine visibility gives others the permission to let themselves be seen and celebrated too. For the rest of today and for the rest of your life, move through the world with boldness, with your head held high, as though a sun crown of golden light enshrines you. So this is a confirmation, pile 2, in your connection with who is your future spouse. This is another version of Spirit saying to pick the fruit when it's ripe, but also it's going to be imperative that you meet your future spouse at a level of healthiness and well-being and satisfaction and joy within life. That's why Spirit is causing you to take time and to ground, because they really want you to sow your own energy and steep yourself in your own energy so that you're not willing to accept anything less than that sun crown, that divine light and radiance around you. And so that you set an expectation that whoever meets you in long-term or life partnership, whoever is your future spouse, has to arrive at that energy with you. You don't want to settle for less, because settling for less is settling, and we don't do any settling around here. Pile 2, thank you for joining me for your reading on who is your future spouse. I hope the messages resonated, and I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're viewing this reading. For pile 3, if you chose the Queen of Pentacles, this is your reading on who is your future spouse. Let's get into it. Spirit, for pile 3, who is pile 3's future spouse? Not going to take all of those, Spirit. Who is pile 3's future spouse? My goodness, pile 3. They have a lot they want to say. Death. So this card has come out in every single pile today. Who is pile 3's future spouse, Spirit? Who is pile 3's future spouse? What do you want them to know about their future spouse, Spirit? Oop. Okay, we'll take both of those. We have the Sun and the Page of Pentacles. Who is pile 3's future spouse, Spirit? Who is pile 3's future spouse or long-term partner, Spirit? Who is pile 3's future spouse or long-term partner? 3 of Swords. All of the piles have been pretty similar in certain ways today. So if you felt called to view another pile today, definitely check that out because it might be resonating for a reason. Tell us more about pile 3's future spouse or next long-term partner. Pile 3's future spouse. This one. 10 of Cups. Who is pile 3's future spouse? Ace of Cups. Wow, I am always shocked when the cards come out so similar for each pile. And yet there are some clear differences. Pile 3's future spouse. Who is pile 3's future spouse? Okay, that came out together real bad. The Wheel and the 9 of Swords. And the Empress. For bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. It says, warm, generous, honorable, refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. So for the bottom of the deck already, Spirit has given me 2 messages, 3 messages. The first message is they said this is a really upstanding person. So when you meet this person, they might have a set of morals or morality that's very clear, and they stick by it. Okay, they're the type of person that does what they say and says what they mean. Ooh. Oh my God, that kicked my ass a little bit. They're the type of person who does what they say they'll do, and they always say what they mean. They're also very emotionally intelligent. I also heard from Spirit that they may be someone who works in a creative pursuit, creative field like fashion or maybe art for some reason. Spirit has also told me this person is fairly stylish. I'm also getting gray hair, like shoulder length gray hair for this person. This is the first pile today with a very strong visual cue. If this person is a man, I'm seeing a man with straight gray hair sort of to the top of his shoulders. He keeps it in a ponytail a little bit. And then I also see this person wearing like those beautiful, thick, black rimmed, optical Tom Ford glasses. So not sunglasses. They Spirit just said 4 eyes. I'm sorry to anyone listening to this who has glasses. I can't control what Spirit channels through me. I don't know why they say stuff like that. Why would you say that? They do wear glasses. Maybe they have quite the prescription for Spirit to say 4 eyes. Maybe they have a strong prescription. I'm also getting that they're a very gentle person. If they're quite tall, they might very well be someone you describe as a gentle giant as well. And again, my apologies to those wearing glasses. We don't discriminate or bully people who wear glasses. It's not your fault you can't see. But it is kind of wild that you just came out of the womb and you can't see. Does any sound off in the comments if you ever think about how crazy it is that some of us are just born being able to like see near and far, and then some of us just have different levels of ability with how we can see. And it's not just that. I think this is really interesting that I'm talking about like sight and how intriguing it is. As we're talking about your future spouse, maybe this is a person who is very aware and enamored about the magic of the differences we all present as human beings within this world. Maybe they're very curious about other people. Maybe they're also open. Maybe this is going to be a partnership with a difference in ability, difference in how do they say, mixed abled relationship, which is exciting. I'm also getting that someone could be deaf in this partnership, so that's a little awkward. I'm sorry I don't know sign language yet, but I promise that's one of the languages I want to learn. But closed captions, yeah. Okay, that was a little questionable from me. I'm so sorry if I offended anyone, though I hope I didn't. So, who is your future spouse? Oh, okay. Spirit is actually doubling down on this potentially being a partnership where the two partners are differently abled, because we have the initial card being transformation. In Spirit just mentioned to me that maybe they or you, I'm going to go with they, maybe they've had a near-death experience that has left them with a different physical capability. Maybe they have a physical disability now that they didn't expect. Wow, and you can even see in this card, this is confirmation, Archangel Azrael has straight gray hair that, I mean, he's got the bust down middle part. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. His hair length is a little longer than what I was seeing for perhaps your future spouse, but that's confirmation. So they might be someone whose life has radically changed, specifically in their physical abilities. And it doesn't have to be, that they can't walk, or maybe that they're a wheelchair user. They might just be someone who's discovered a chronic illness, or recently, like, they broke a leg. I'm getting that this person was someone who was a very active person. Maybe they were into aquatic sports like surfing, things like that. And they suffered a little bit of an injury. Oh my goodness, I love all the characteristics that Spirit is telling me. They might be Australian, okay? Because I'm looking at this Sun card here, and the Sun card always reminds me of Australian people, because this is probably a stereotype, and this is definitely my most questionable reading in many different ways all of a sudden. But have you ever met an Australian person who's not happy, who's not out and active? I've literally, and this is not a lie, I've never met an Australian person who wasn't very satisfied with life and also very active and interested in nature. So they might be someone who's Australian. Spirit came through with that message, but really this is someone who is a glass half full type of person, who's very optimistic in general about life. And they go towards the things that they want. They have a very attractive energy. And when I'm saying attractive energy, I don't just mean that you're going to find them hot. I mean that literally the world just seems to align with them. They also, because we saw in the bottom of the deck energies that this might be someone who works in fashion or art, I'm getting that this person is very well educated or specifically cultured. They have cultivated a sense of style and personality. They have interesting conversations. I'm also getting that this person is a great shoulder to cry on. They do have a very masculine energy. Take that as it applies. It's not a gendered thing necessarily. This could also be a woman, of course, but they're a beautiful shoulder to cry on. They're emotionally supportive, and they're really saying they're there for you. And I'm getting that their hair might be the feature within themselves that they're most proudest of. Because why is Archangel Michael here comforting this sweet damsel in distress with the bust down, what is it? Blonde 306 blonde? Why is it so majestic looking? Come on. We're focused on your emotions, and I'm over here focused on the hair. So hair is a feature that's very big for them. And then we have the 10 of Cups. This is such a beautiful reading, pile 3. This person is going to be like your deepest wish fulfillment. They're emotionally available. They're emotionally very sweet and soft and gentle with you. They take your emotions seriously. They match your energy in that respect. And then we have the wheel, which is a turning of fate. That's the wheel of fortune paired with the 9 of swords. So this person might cause a little bit of a spiritual awakening for you. When I see the wheel and the 9 of swords together, I'm getting a sort of dark night of the soul type energy here. So they just might be everything that you wished for. And sometimes when we get exactly what we wanted, it kind of makes us retreat within ourselves and go back and assess whether we think we're enough, whether we think we deserve those things. But I see you coming out of that pile 3 and stepping into your Empress energy, and thankfully really meeting this connection where it's at. So we have the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy in alignment in this reading. That's probably the first time that's ever happened in the history of any tarot reading. So if you identify as someone who's connected with a high-level soulmate, or maybe you identify as a twin flame, this is confirmation of some sort of twin flame union, because we did have the dark night of the soul and then that healthy divine feminine and masculine energy. Let's take a few more cards, see if we can get some characteristics for you. There's one more thing I wanted to say before I wrap up those cards, though. Under the King of Cups was also the Two of Cups, so this is a very equally yoked connection. It's very beautiful. For pile 3, who is pile 3's future spouse, Spirit? Who is pile 3's future spouse? Let's take this one. Justice, upright. Oh, Spirit said to take all 3 of those. Page of Wands, upright. And 2 of Pentacles, upright. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, clarify justice. Who is pile 3's future spouse, Spirit? Clarify justice. Who is pile 3's future spouse? Pile 3's future spouse, Spirit. What would you like them to know? 4 of Swords. Clarify the Page of Wands, Spirit. Page of Swords. And clarify the 2 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Clarify the 2 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Thank you. Ooh. Very strong energy on the Moon card, clarifying the 2 of Pentacles. So, pile 3, Spirit just told me even Superman has his kryptonite. So this person might be honestly pretty amazing and perfect from jump when you meet them. But one of the things that Spirit is calling my attention to here are these 2 swords cards. Spirit is saying everyone still has something they need to work on. And for this person, for your future spouse, it's going to be their communication. And it's not necessarily that they're a bad communicator, although there is a little bit of immaturity or fear within their communication, but it also just might be that the way that they expect to communicate in relationships is very different to how you've learned how to communicate in relationships. They may be someone who seeks justice in conflict and wants you guys to find a compromise and balance and get back to the loving with each other, but they also might be someone who needs to rest and retreat and really take time to introspect before they can just launch into a fight or launch into conflict resolution with you. They might be the type of person who needs to step back because they're pretty heavily introverted and, you know, just kind of integrate some things. So that's a little pro tip for this future spouse. If it resonates with you, you might have to give them a little bit more space when you guys are going through challenges than you think. And I get that when you do that, it allows you guys to both work in each other's favor. This is going to help you with conflict with them. It might seem counterintuitive for you, but this is actually going to really help your relationship. And then we have the Page of Wands clarified by the Page of Swords. So I'm getting again with their communication, a reason why they might need to take a step back is because they might feel like they can be impulsive when they get upset, or they might be the type of person who puts their foot in their mouth a little bit. This person might identify as being really awkward, and even though they're trying to resolve conflicts or communicate effectively, they might accidentally finding themselves saying things that upset you more, or that aren't exactly the way that they wanted to say things. You know, when you get into a fight with someone sometimes and like you're trying to communicate, but you're in this heightened state of emotions. And so you say the thing that you want to say, but you don't say it as gently as you meant to. And it just makes everything else explode. But you were just genuinely trying to resolve and get the feeling out, not trying to hurt the other person, and then it just turns into a mess. They might have had that experience historically, so now they've learned to like take a second, collect their thoughts, and then come back and present them in a healthier manner in order to resolve conflict. But I do get that this person is genuine and they do have a genuine desire to resolve conflict. We also see within this Two of Pentacles card, with the moon clarifying that they have some hidden fears and indecision. You know, they've presented as very upstanding and upright. I'm getting in conflict, that conflict is an area they struggle with, and sometimes they don't want to detract from how you see them. Specifically, they don't want you to see them as someone who's indecisive or can't make a decision, or is juggling too much. They might not want you to see the level of duty that they're carrying, but they might want you to care for them, you know. So that could also be a point of conflict, them feeling like the divine masculine energy, they want to protect, provide, and take care of everything, but also it's a weight, you know, and they might not want you to see that. Let's get some oracle cards for you, pile 3. I will say your reading was probably the most elaborate and yet clear and concise reading of today. So I'm very excited to see Spirit's advice and guidance for you. Who is pile 3's future spouse? What advice and guidance do you have for pile 3? Pile 3's future spouse, Spirit. What would you like them to know? It's a very healthy relationship for pile 3. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. I will definitely take both of those. We have body. Our bodies are sacred living vessels that carry us moment by moment through the miracle and wonder of being alive. Admire and adore your body and all that your body does for you. When was the last time you showered your body with praise, gratitude, and admiration? Place a hand somewhere on your body and let your body know, I love you. Thank you. I am so grateful for you. Take the time today to worship and adore your body from head to toe in all its sensual glory and beauty. So, pile 3, I'm getting with that card. This is someone who stabilizes your nervous system, and really makes you feel good and safe. And honestly, that message is, I feel a little bad, like your reading is a little shorter than the other readings, but Spirit was very cut and dry with that. You can even see with the image here, like this person is hugging themselves and they just feel so, Oh, and another message is that this person is really going to appreciate and love your body. So if you're someone who feels self-conscious, you really don't have to worry about that. Plant seeds. It says you can plant seeds for all your wildest dreams and greatest desires, even if you don't know exactly how or when you will get there. Plant seeds of all your wishes, big and small, into the cosmic soil of the universe and be ready to be happily delighted when these seeds eventually sprout into existence, flower, and bear fruit. Simply trust and wait. A lush garden awaits you. So I'm getting that, especially since this person is perhaps in the creative industries, you guys are going to build something together and you guys are constantly going to be creating together. It kind of reminds me of the scene in Ghost at the pottery wheel. Like maybe you guys will have some very erotic and fun times pursuing different hobbies together. And one more for pile 3. Who is pile 3's future spouse? Divine loser. In a hyper-competitive society, being a loser is considered shameful, but why desire winning at a corrupt, rigged game? The divine loser sees through the arbitrary nature of this competition. Maybe losing isn't so bad if the game and rules suck. Maybe being a loser is actually being a winner. Maybe it is time for you and me and everyone on this earth to come up with a new game, a new set of rules, a new way of being where everyone wins. Stop playing games that don't make sense for you to win. So with this Divine Loser card, I think this speaks to the level of creativity you two will cultivate together again, because it's saying that you two are coming together and opting out of societal norms, maybe living in an unconventional way. Maybe this isn't so much a marriage as it is shacking up together or a long time life partnership. And Spirit is really encouraging you both to build a connection that works for you two in your life and doesn't need to mirror any societal expectations or others' expectations. Pile 3, this was your reading on who is your future spouse. I hope it resonated for you, and I hope you come back and have another reading again. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me here today for our reading on who is your future spouse. I hope it resonated. It was such a joy to read for you guys today. Definitely please come back and listen to some other readings if you felt the messages resonated for you today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hype me if you can. I don't know. This is only like my 3rd or 4th reading. Whenever you found this reading, thank you so much for joining and taking the time to listen. And if nobody told you today, or maybe nobody ever told you, I love you to the moon and back. Have a good one.